Today, I committed a hostile takeover of this local orphanage. And one lucky fan will be adopted.
Fight for my enjoyment. Last one standing gets a new home. Camera's already rolling.
Oh shit. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Legendary's Adventure, where we play Skyrim on the hardest difficulty with the goal of full completion. And if I die once, I delete the save file. Every episode we do a little twist to make my life even more tedious. And this time we're gonna see if we can beat the entire Dark Brotherhood questline without sneaking. The Dark Brotherhood is known for its subtlety, sticking to the shadows while they carry out assassinations. So what happens when an orc who can't sneak because the clapping of his rotund ass cheeks breaks any attempt at stealth joins their ranks? Let's find out. It's worth noting that Legendary already did the first part of the questline for the Shrouded Armor earlier in the playthrough. This left him free to continue the quest by pursuing loose contracts.
Your targets are the beggar Narc, an ex-miller named Enodius Papias, and Betrayal, a mine boss.
Legendary decided to start with the beggar. Alas, his homelessness seemed to make him resistant to getting shanked, and since we're not allowed to sneak, this made it difficult to kill him in one hit. But Legendary is nothing if not resourceful, so he set out to Riften and got himself the Fury Spelto. For a bounty of only 40 gold, it will make any recipient go berserk, meaning if you land the killing blow, it will count as self-defense. Skyrim's legal system is broken, but that suits us. Besides, Legendary is smart enough to get rid of the evidence. With a tummy full of incriminating proof, Legendary traveled to Dawnstar to take care of the mining boss, his second contract. During which, he saw a dragon flying overhead. A master of mathematics, Legendary thought to kill two birds with one stone. If he could just lure the dragon to Betrayal, he could gently nudge it to eat his target. But in true CEO-like fashion, Betrayal never entered the danger zone, opting to watch the plebs enter the trenches from a distance instead. This forced Legendary to pursue other means of achieving his goal. So he yanked the bones of his freshly killed skeleton and sold them to Shady Sam, who in turn traded him for it for a virulent frenzy poison. It was all coming together now. Legendary nudged his arrow. He'd only have one shot at this, just like his father taught him as a baby. Breath, focus, loose. Upon the direct hit, Betrayal went absolutely berserk, which caused the retaliation of the entire town. It seemed that everything went according to plan. Betrayal then traded her bloodlust in for coal, and everyone was fine with that. Back to square one, Legendary decided to rely on what he knew best: poison. Under the cover of darkness, Legendary escaped Dawnstar. He then made his way to his final kill, which, as it turns out, is a lot easier when they're sleeping. And my friends, it's as simple as that. Continuing the questline, Legendary made his way to Markarth to help out a local named Nuri.
What I need is for Alain Dufont to die. I want him hunted down and murdered like the dog he is.
What did Alain do to deserve this?
Alain is actually friends.
Consider him dead.
Legendary first assassinated Alain's accomplice. Doing so in broad daylight and with witnesses got him on the wrong side of the law. Luckily, human life is only worth 1000 gold in Skyrim, so it was resolved quite quickly. He was now ready to face off against Alain himself. As befits a bandit leader, he was heavily guarded, so it would be some time before Legendary would find the inevitable white flag. Using the power of a demigod and his trustworthy Sanguine Rose companion, Legendary tried to make quick work of the guards, but he might as well have hit them with pool noodles for all the damage it did. Legendary difficulty doesn't necessarily make the game harder, but definitely more tedious. And as an editor, I'm constantly questioning how I can make these segments more entertaining. So anyway, here's Subway Surfer. As the last of the guard fell to Legendary's blade, he reached level 32, which is a testament as to how far this series has come, and I'm really grateful that people are still tuning in after a few months, but not as grateful that I get to send a Frenchman to an untimely grave, which was actually quite easy to do once you get through his final list of bodyguards. Upon taking a single hit, Alain immediately tries to surrender, as if we needed any more proof of his heritage. If you're enjoying the ride so far, why not subscribe? I am currently working on my next video, where I apologize to the people of France for making underhanded jokes. After Legendary got rid of the evidence, he returned to another satisfied customer.
Thank you. That bastard got exactly what he deserved.
Craving companionship after a long day of work, Legendary broke into the Night Mother's crypt, who actually revealed that he wasn't just a grave robber, he was also the listener. This did little to ingratiate him to Astrid, the actual leader of the Dark Brotherhood, who sent Legendary to do some contracts in the meantime, but not before Cicero hit an insane gritty.
He's a vampire and has blended into human society for years. He's never far from his female companion, Purge, also a vampire. He is, by all accounts, the worst bard in all of Skyrim.
Legendary set out to do some grunt work, starting with the vampire duo. After that whole ordeal, it was time to travel to Morthal for a meet and greet with the world famous bard.
Shadows creep and phantoms leap. A man's got scared.
With the contract work now completed, Legendary was briefed for his next task. What happens next will shock you.
I seek the assassination of the Emperor.
Plotting started immediately, and Legendary was sent to a wedding for some prep work.
I hope you have something nice to wear, because you're going to a wedding.
I'm ready.
Yes, indeed. Hail the Imperial Legion. Hail the Stormcloaks. Hail Solitude and the Eight Divines. My husband Aesgeir and I thank you for coming to our reception.
Victoria! No!
The bride has been murdered! Somebody help!
After yet another successful mission, Legendary was tasked with the assassination of Gaius Morrow, who can be found traveling to different cities depending on the day. But before that, there was still the matter of the bounty for the dearly departed bride. Not being able to sneak during these encounters made a dent in Legendary's savings and retirement plans, so this time he just decided to do the time.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Back on track, he read the general's travel plans, which is not a crime as long as you don't take them. This brought Legendary to Markarth, where he found that verbal provocation was enough to get the general to attack, after which killing him became self-defense. Was the moon. Back in the sanctuary, it turned out that Cicero hit the gritty so hard he endangered the rest of the group, and Astrid sends Legendary to exact revenge. Hot on the trail, Shadowmere, Legendary and a ghost from Birmingham give chase. What's interesting about the Sanctuary Guardians is that they're actually ghosts. That does not stop them from being cannibalized when you wear the Ring of Namira. Once again, this section is not hard, just tedious. That's because the Guardians, despite being edible ectoplasm, do a fuck ton of damage, meaning you can only realistically proceed when you have a summon going in first. A similar case can be made for the Frost Troll by the name of Utefrikte, which is an Old Nordic name meaning old fuck in Norse mythology. This is misinformation. Further in the cave, Legendary learned that the shouts, which are loud enough to level buildings and sever spines, also work on ghosts. This allowed him to reach Cicero. Ultimately, Legendary let him live because he had had it up to here with white people for the day. Legendary was then tasked with killing a chef known only as the Gourmet. Ironically enough, he was quite tasty. With the evidence safely stored away, Legend Daddy was now ready to masquerade as the gourmet. He prepared a poison souffle, which ruined the Emperor's day, who soiled his Emperor's robes as his life force drained away. The Dark Brotherhood, Astrid, did betray, and an enraged Morrow blocked Legend Daddy's display. He tried to parlay, but it looked kinda grey. Legend Daddy then did what other rich people do to make murder charges go away. Instead of owning up to what he did, he could always just pay. All was forgiven, and Legend Daddy was sent on his way.
He's got scared.
Legend Daddy rushed back to the sanctuary, saving Nazir from certain death. As the fire raged, death was imminent. Legend Daddy made his peace until he heard the disembodied voice of the Night Mother.
Embrace me.
Hoping for some nookie before the void took him, he entered the coffin. This proved his salvation. The Night Mother said that Astrid, who betrayed them all, was still alive and somewhat well in the sanctuary, but she was turned into an overcooked shlomi pizza. Taking the Blade of Woe, Legend Daddy ended her misery. She was then given a hero's burial. The real Emperor was still out there, and he was hastily trying to leave Skyrim by boat. So Legend Daddy and his horse Shadowmere stealthily infiltrated the vessel, taking quick care of the sailors in his way. The biggest obstacles were the pendulous Oculus agents in the ship, especially the lieutenant because he was tanky as hell. It was a necessity for him to die though, because he held the keyring to the entire ship. This included the quarters for the Emperor. Fun fact about the Emperor, he is one of the only characters that only has 1 HP regardless of difficulty. So when it was time for our epic showdown, it went a little something like this. The answer to the question, can you beat the Dark Brotherhood questline on Legendary without sneaking, is a resounding yes, but you have to pay a lot of money to stay out of jail. This is a reference to P. Diddy. Join me next time as I confront General Tullius with keeping secrets from the public.
Release the Alduin flight logs.
Thanks for watching till the end. As always, the best way to support me is to like the video, subscribe to the channel and force your grandparents to watch my entire catalog.